Uh, Today's session will be slightly different. It will be totally secular. So there was a guy named Jeffrey Martin. He's still around, by the way. Whereas named, he's still around. And uh, I see something here. Okay, he must be about 60 years old. But 20, 30 years ago, he was a very, very successful businessman. He did lots of different businesses. He had some travel agencies and some other agencies. He was working alone and in partnership, made a lot of money. But during his time, he noticed a lot of gurus, holy men, were coming from different parts of the world to America. And he was wondering why these people, what is it that they have to offer? What is so special? And can is it something that is they are born with it? It is something they learn from their parents or from the society? Is it something that it just they got a lightning stroke or something? He wanted to find out what it is because he wanted to know it for himself. But he only studied in college, he only studied business. So he went back to college to study what is called integrative studies. That's integration of the body, mind, spirit, and psychology. It's like how you feel, what's your emotions, your connection with people, studied psychology. And then he started to get some understanding of this, but he still could not understand what makes some people happy. Some people are just happy, whether they go to a religion or not, whether their health is good or not, whether they have money or not, they're happy, they're peaceful. This is what makes them peaceful. That is what he wanted to find out. And so he thought the best way, and what he realized that is most of these gurus, now they had different names, each of them depending on where they're coming from. Some of them would be, say, uh, guru, or some would say peer, some would say priest, some would say saint, some would say sadhu, some would say mir, some would say mullah, or or prophet or a Buddha. There are different names for them. So he wanted to find out what it is that is common. Do you have to be a Buddha? If I am not a Buddhist, how can I still be happy? Because there are so many people who are not Buddhists. They're happy. There's so many people who are Catholic or Jew or Muslim. They're happy. There are unhappy people too, but there are happy people in all religions. And also, there were some people who did not believe in any religion, and some people who did not even believe in God, and they are happy too. So, what is it that can make a person just be at peace with themselves? Whether they have money, whether they have relatives, whether they have a good house, no car, they're just peaceful, not anxious, not tense, not running to the doctors all the time. So, he wanted to investigate. Now, there were so many different types of people. How will he contact them? So it took him a lot of time and a lot of money. Luckily, he had the money and he was willing to spend his money. So he hired some people. He says, go across the world, find out first where these people are, see if you can get their name, address. Now, that was the most difficult thing because some of these people lived in the Himalayas, some of them lived in South Africa, some of them in South America. How do you contact all these people? And they don't know your language. He was from America, so it was English. And all these people are speaking different languages. How do you address these people? He would write to them, they would not reply because they're not interested. They had some of them had followers, some of them did not have followers. So then he had spent his own money. He would go to these countries and try to contact these people. Some holy man, like what's his name, Rajneesh or Maharishi Mahesh Yoga or Ramana Maharishi. any of these people, you go and contact them, they would not even talk to him. They just look at him because they're not interested in broadcasting their philosophy. They're just at peace. But gradually over time, you'd spend 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. He made friends with some of them, and they were willing to talk to him. Then the other thing he did, he would go to these seminars and he would tell the people at the seminars, see, I'm interested in finding out about the holy man and how people are happy. So they would contact him. And then once he got in touch with one person, like say Ramana Maharishi or somebody, that person was quite interested in what he is doing. His name is Jeffrey Martin. He was interested. They said, okay, I'll give you some other names. So gradually he got contacted lots of people and he was able to find out this information. And so uh, after let's do an initial sound healing thing, then I'll talk a little more of what his findings are, and then we'll do some more sound healing. So since this is mainly sound healing session, let's just practice a little sound healing. Let's do a little relaxation. Take a deep breath. If you want to close your eyes, close your eyes. If you want to keep it open, open. And feel these waves of sound coming through your body. It's coming through your ears, through the body. It's sticking, it's affecting the organs, the cells, the chakras. So if you're ready, we will start this sound. Every cell in our body, every organ in our body, every tissue in our body, even our brains have different frequencies. These vibrations, they're different in the hands, different in the fingers, and the lungs and the heart, the different frequencies. So these bowls, they have their own frequencies, different frequencies. And if some part of the body is not at the right frequency, it picks up the frequency coming from the outside and comes back to balance. That is one of the values of sound treatment. And we can go to the doctor gives us pills, and that can put the organ back into place. That is good. We can go for physical massage, and that is good. We can go for operations, and that is good. They're all different modalities of healing. This is vibrations. It's more gentle, very peaceful. So just feel the vibrations going through your body. There is a scientific thing called entrainment, entrain. So if two things are vibrating like two pendulums, one is going like this, the other is going like this. After a while, both of them go in the same frequency, same harmony. So this way, the vibrations that are coming from here, if some part of your body is not in the right frequency, it'll pick up this. If it's like this, then soon become in harmony. So your body parts can go back to harmony. Just be peaceful. Take a deep inhalation, slow out exhalation, deep inhalation. Let your exhalation be longer. If you're breathing in for a count of 5, breathe out for a count of 6 or 7 or 8, little longer, because that brings relaxation. It keeps more carbon dioxide in the body. That makes us relaxed. Oxygen makes us active. Carbon dioxide makes us relaxed, peaceful. Okay, we can stop this for a while and I'll talk a little bit about this thing called fundamental well-being. So it is purely a secular thing, purely based on science. So what he did, he called all these different holy people and he studied them. He spent a lot of time, asked them lots of questions, and he put different, things on their brain to find out what brain waves are coming out. He put different sensors on their body, tries to get all kinds of measurements. And over a period of 15 years and several $1 million, he came up with something. And then he came up with a 4 month program. 4 months. It's quite long. And the thing he found out when he asked them, what what is it when you're sitting down there? What are you doing? He says, we are not, our thoughts go away. No thoughts. We're not thinking. We're being, just being. And especially sometimes we'll think a little bit of what we have to do next, or someone's asking a question, we have to think of the answer. So there's some little thinking, but most of the time they're not thinking about themselves. What will this person say about me? Do I have good clothes? Do I have enough money? Those type of thoughts don't exist in their mind at all. That is one thing he found out about them. The other thing he found out was they have a sense of gratitude. Now, Trusha talks about gratitude. That is a very important thing. They're just grateful they are alive, grateful they can breathe. So they are at peace there. They're not wanting anything, grabbing or fighting. They're not, no emotions. There's no anger for anybody. If this taxes are high, government is bothering you, the police are bothering you, your neighbors are bothering you. Just peaceful. Usually they would live in a small town, in a small village in the mountains, but sometimes they would live in a city too and just be peaceful. Like Ramana Maharshi, he lived Madurai, somewhere there, Madras or Madurai. He was right in the middle of the city. He was just totally peaceful. A lot of these people are very peaceful. And some of them happen to come from a religion, either Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Jew, they happen to come. But after a while, they said, we don't even care about the religion. It is just our own physical practice. So the religious people would still give them a place to stay and give them food, and they would be happy with that, but they would not demand that and they would not depend on it. So it was not, did not, the well being, we can be at peace with ourselves and be happy with religion, without religion. That is what he found out. And the other thing was meditation. You have to do certain amount of meditation. Just sit down and be by yourself. The more, the better. But minimum 15 minutes to 1 hour every day. Just meditate and don't think of anything. No thoughts. As soon as you start thinking, some thoughts will be there about how you're breathing or what's going on. If your eyes are closed, you see less, so you're less thoughts. But some thoughts will, but you're not thinking worried, no worry thoughts, no emotions, no anger, no botheration. So the thoughts just gone. And no past, what happened in the past, no, that is gone. He can remember, they can remember, male or female, it's with both men and women. They can remember the past, but they're not thinking about it. And they can imagine the future, but they're not thinking of, they're just in the present. And that keeps the mind peaceful, keeps the body peaceful. They're so happy. That is one of the things that he discovered about these people. So, when you do your meditation in the morning or evening, just remember these are simple things. You don't have to belong to a religion, but if you have a religion, good, whatever it is. But just be peaceful. Don't have too many thoughts in your mind. Just thoughtless. And that brings peace. Have gratitude. Be grateful for everything that has happened in your life. Do little charity, some compassion. You see some beggar or some neighbor or some relative of yours who needs help. Charity is good. It's good for the soul. So those things are what he decided. And the reason he called it health, fundamental well-being. He did not want. See, the Hindus would call it samadhi, or the yogis would call it kundalini, or the Buddhists would call it enlightenment, or the Christians would call it sainthood, or the Muslims they may say peer or something like that, or mullah, whatever. Some all different names. So if he took one of those names, then the other people would say, no, we don't like it. So he came up with a new name altogether, totally scientific name called fundamental well-being. So that's how it is. You can be in fundamental well-being with any of these things, and you can still be enlightened, and you can still be a peer like Rumi. Rumi was from India, then he went to the Middle East, Lebanon or somewhere, and did a lot of his work there. So you can still belong to a religion, but this is beyond the religion. So that is the theory of fundamental well-being. and being in tune with nature, with the vibrations. So that's where the vibrations come in. So let's continue for another 10, 15 minutes on this, and then we will close the session. Thank you. So if you want to close your eyes once again and just feel the peaceful vibrations going through your body. This is like the heartbeat, very slow, very calm, very peaceful. Slow, deep inhalation and slow, longer exhalation. So this Jeffrey Martin had a 4-month program, 4 months, 3.5 hours meditation. And he would bring people together and do that in a group. Then in the year 2000, COVID happened and he couldn't do it. So now everybody was at home. And while he was at home, he came up with an idea. Instead of making it 4 months, he made it 6 weeks. And instead of 3 hours, just 1 hour. And that's the program. And that previous one cost about 8,000, 9,000. Now it's just $300. So many people are taking that course, and in 3 months they feel well-being, they feel content, they feel peaceful. So it's a very good thing, to do that practice. these vibrations going through your body and bringing relaxation to every cell. Many doctors here now are starting to use sound healing for little babies who are traumatized about trauma. They cry all the time, or for older people who are who have dementia type of thing. For the older people, they play music, not just bowls. They play some like classical music that they heard when they were young, and that brings back their memories. So there's a lot of value to this sound healing. I think with this, we can gradually bring this program to an end.